Youth Potential. Today I really want to talk about social pressure, especially social pressure in schools, because I think that's where the most pressure really happens. So basically, when I was at school, there was a lot of pressure to be a certain way, to even listen to a certain music or to look a certain way. And if you didn't play sports, you was in the geek group, or if you didn't disrespect the teacher, you was a teacher's pet, or if you did well at your work, you were a teacher's pet or a nerd. And this happened a lot, okay? And I got bullied for it, and people just tried to bring me down and make fun of me all the time. And yeah, it was horrible. And obviously that all kind of bottled up and it led me to self-harming and suffering with depression and anxiety, and had this pressure that I had to fit in somewhere. Now I'm sure you guys that are watching this, you know exactly where I'm coming from, okay? I'm sure you've been on the receiving end of someone's taunting or discrimination, and it hurts, okay? It really fucking hurts. So yeah, I just really wanted to talk about it because I'm sure that you guys out there would like some advice, or to hear someone who's been through it and is doing all right for themselves. So basically, at schools, as you well know, people will put pressure on you. The majority of the people will put pressure on you, okay? If you stand out, okay, you're going to be in the front line for discrimination, okay? If you're like me, I still do. I like alternative things, okay? I like heavy rock music, heavy metal music, and back in the day when I was at school, I used to go to school where everyone had to listen to like garage and stuff like that, and if you didn't listen to anything like that, any like club music or whatever, you was a dirty grunger, and that put pressure on me to try and make me feel like what I wasn't acceptable, it wasn't right, okay, and it was absolutely horrible. So I used to dress like a typical like kid that was into his alternative stuff. I used to like skateboard and BMXing and stuff like that. Yeah, and people made me feel really unwelcome about those kinds of things because I was interested in something that wasn't what they liked, who they were. It put pressure on me because yeah, I was made to feel like I was the one that was in the wrong, or that because I was in a minority, that I was doing things that weren't acceptable. You know exactly what I'm talking about here. So yeah, this just goes on, doesn't it? Absolutely goes on. People make you feel like you got to dress a certain way, listen to a certain kind of music. You've got to be interested in certain things. Anything to do with your childhood that you still like, you can't like that. You have to like really grown up stuff. You have to be really mature all the time. Like I'm a big Pokemon fan, and if I liked that in secondary school, which I did, I had to keep it kind of under wraps because people would laugh at me. That was pressurising. I couldn't even be myself out in the open because you're such a child. Do you know what I mean? Grow up, things like that. And they put pressure on you to make you feel like you've got to have sex or kiss a girl or a boy or do those kinds of things before you reach the age of consent. There's always that pressure like, you never had a girlfriend, ha ha, or you're such a virgin, things like that. Okay, it's horrible. Okay, they make you feel that you've got to do it just because they've done it so early. The pressure's on you now to get it done. Otherwise, you're going to be a loser, aren't you? No, it's nasty. Okay, and all these things, they lead to stress, they lead to frustrations, they lead to depression, and they influence you to self-harm. And it's too much. We don't need it. So what I want to say is, guys, is that the exact opposite of all these pressures, all these discriminations, is true. Okay, so being yourself is the right thing to do. Okay, dressing the way that you want to dress is the right thing to do. Listening to the music that you like is the right thing to do. Watching the TV shows or the movies that you like, that is the right thing to do. Being yourself ultimately is the right thing. It doesn't matter about what you look like, what you sound like, how you conduct yourself. It doesn't matter about your sexuality. It doesn't matter about your sexual orientation. None of that. It doesn't matter about your gender. It doesn't matter anything of that. Doing what you want to be, being who you are, doing what you want to do, that is the right thing, okay? So when you're at school, trying to be yourself is so difficult, okay? Because unless you're like the majority, it is difficult, and people put pressure on you to make you feel like shit, okay? But as I say, the exact opposite is true. Being yourself is the right thing, okay? I promise. I was always myself, even though I got shit thrown at me and bullied and all these horrible things came my way. I always remained true to myself. I'm so glad I did, because you know what? now I can look back and laugh, and I see loads of people nowadays that just remind me of the people that bullied me, and I look at them and they're all like a fucking herd of sheep, okay? They all look the same, they can't stand out, they all sound the same, they all look the same, they all do the same things. It's just one sheep following another one, okay? And then I see people being themselves, and I think, do you know what? Hats off, my hat's off to you. You are brilliant, okay? You are what life is all about, okay? We're not meant to be like everyone else, we're meant to just be ourselves, okay? So if you're being yourself and you're watching this video and you're getting stick for it at school, fair play to you, okay? Like, I'm really fucking proud of you, and stick to your guns, okay? Don't listen to these fucking idiots that make you feel like you've got to be a certain way, okay? Like what you like, be who you want to be, do what you want to do, and that is ultimately the way to get self-satisfaction out of life, okay? Because if you're just being something because someone has told you to, then you're not happy, okay? You're not, it's shit, okay? And you're going to go the rest of your life being unhappy. But if you're being yourself, okay, it's going to be a little bit hard now, especially at school, but when you come out, people, okay, as time goes on and you get older, people will fucking congratulate you for being yourself, and people will admire that and respect that, okay? People don't want to see people that are being like everyone else. People want to see people that are individual thinkers and individual doers, okay? So please think about that. Just always do what's right for you, not what's right for the majority. Okay? All the best, guys. Thank you very much.